But if you and he wish to be best buddies again, I won't stand in your way.
You can also use thumbtacks if you prefer.
This is the morning stream, and this is my boomstick.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to TMS. It's the morning stream for Wednesday, January 5th, 2022. My name is Scott, and that's Brian. Hi, Brian.
Hey, Scott. All right, so new M1 version of Discord. Everything fine and great until you played the opening music, and all I heard was
weird.
And Scott Fletcher clear as a bell. So it's doing something to like turn music into automatically rip out the music.
Oh, well, let's go look here. I bet I could find out why. They do have a couple of more options in here, like for example, let's see. Not being distracted by automatic input sensitivity, noise reduction, echo cancellation, hardware acceleration. No, I can't find why.
No, I didn't see anything in there when I looked earlier. So we'll see.
All
Auto
right.
gain.
Oh,
We've had auto gain on for a while. Do we turn off auto gain?
I always turn that off, but it doesn't.
Oh, funny.
But I haven't had any
My
problems
old
with
one.
you, so I don't know.
I'm gonna turn mine off. My old one had it.
See, this is good. I like real-time tech things on the show. I have no problem with this.
People's favorite thing to do when we do this on the show.
Yeah,
It's
what's
great.
weird is all other... You should have heard all that. I don't know what that's about.
No,
automatically
still not even
determined?
hearing
No, we
background
don't want that. We don't like automatic determining of anything. All right, well, there's probably some kind of ceiling, or what's the word I'm looking for? What do you call that? Limiter? You know?
Oh yeah, limiter. That's right. Figuring out music. Yeah, boy. When you're not talking, I don't hear the background music. That's all right. I hear you. And
Are you
that's all
on
I
auto
need.
gain or no auto gain right now?
I have auto gain is off.
Off. All right, I got to turn you up.
I just turned it off.
All
Do I
right.
sound different?
You were quieter, but I've adjusted on this end. I think I got you.
All right.
All right. Well,
Interesting.
hey,
No, auto
look.
gain, yeah.
Welcome everybody to our first test of the Discord Canary version. It's basically their beta version for
Well,
M1
We're
Macintoshes.
being reminded it's their alpha. So
Yeah. Oh yeah. Good point. It is their alpha, isn't it? It's not.
it is their alpha. Yeah. Thanks, AV Tech John.
Yeah.
For pushing that.
we're nowhere near release, but we thought we'd give it a shot. So far it's been very fast and awesome, and if it doesn't quite cut it for audio needs and things, then we'll deal with it. So Brian, for example, if we were to talk about Canadians and I hit this button, you tell me what you hear. Okay, so here we go.
Canada.
Does that come
Yeah,
through?
I hear that fine. It's music.
Music. So when I play like this, do you hear that?
Not at all. No.
Weird.
And if you're not talking, I don't even hear the thing in the background. But
that's
when you're
weird.
talking, I hear it.
Okay, so there's some stuff to adjust. We're gonna have to fiddle,
Yeah,
but hopefully, if it gets too weird today, we can always switch over. It's no big deal. That's why we got
Totally
both. We got both on our hard drives now, baby.
Yeah, we can operate both. It's
Yeah, we
totally
can do
fine.
both. All right, look at this. I got some.
Welcome to the tech support morning stream.
Exactly. Now I've got questions for Brian that came up earlier today. I've been noticing this all over Twitter. People post these weird color grids.
I've noticed that too. Christy Cates posted one yesterday, and I'm like, what the heck is that?
Yeah, what is that? And I found out what is that. It's a game, and it so screams Brian Ibbott's name, I cannot believe that you haven't found out about it. Now, part of it is the thing almost actively makes it impossible to know what people are talking about.
Right.
Because it posts this social media post of your score and that day's grid, but no link, nothing. You don't know what it's even for. It's kind of a crime, but it's this one dude what made a game for him and his partner or something. They love word games, and it took off like crazy. It's not an app. It's a website. I put a link in there, and it's called Wordle. Which sounds a lot like other games I've seen on the App Store.
Well, and the first time I saw it, which was again Christy Cates in this weird little grid of colors, and she's like saying, "Ooh, 5 out of 6, 133," and I'm like, "Wow, what? I must find out what this is."
Yeah, I must know.
And then I went to the App Store and said, "Oh, there are games in here called Wordle, but they're the they give you a jumble of letters, and you drag to put them in order to make a word."
Right, which is very different than this. So the way this thing works is it's a daily challenge, daily quiz, And when I heard that, I went, oh, Brian Ibbett. Okay, cool.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Then I found out that the whole goal of it is to try to spell whatever the day's word is 5 letters long.
Right.
And you're trying to suss out what that word is in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tries or less.
It is mastermind with letters.
Basically, yeah. That's kind of it. But it's apparently taking things by storm, and I'm terrified by it because I don't even know where to start. They don't give you hints. There's nothing. There's just a keyboard and a grid, and you got to start going. So if we used a word like, let's say the word is...
by the way, I got today's.
Yeah. Oh, you did?
In three guesses.
Oh, see, this is... I tried it earlier on my phone.
Right up my alley. Right
yeah.
Here.
All right. Well, now that we know this is a thing I want to, I just felt like Brian has to be playing this, and it turns out now you are. Yeah. So you're good.
Do we all get the same word today? So like if I go there and do it, and you go there and do it, do you and I get the same?
Oh, I don't know. Tell me. Well, I don't want to blow the word for anyone at home. Can you put the word in our Discord chat, and then I'll
today's answer word? Yes, I will put.
And then I'll enter it, and if it gives it to me correctly, that'll answer our question.
You're gonna have I got it in one guess.
Yeah, this is gonna really skew my score. But also, I guess you don't log in or anything. You just there's no
it just keeps it in your cookies.
Yeah, I guess so.
It in your cookies. Oh, everybody's saying everybody gets the same word.
Okay, how do you know if it's right? Do I hit enter? Yes. Oh, yes. I got it right. Okay.
5 letters. Yeah. Oh, amazing.
That's cool. A little HTML5 business.
It's great.
Yeah.
This has got to be the little simplest thing ever, but great. Thank you for one more tab to keep open in my browser every day.
I just thought, as much as Brian likes his gamified lifestyle, wouldn't this be a nice addition to what you're already doing? So that's fantastic.
Yeah. Hank the Crab says, this is just mastermind with letters. No kidding. Man, I wish somebody would have said that for me.
I know, weird, right? I feel like that should have come up earlier somehow.
If only someone would have said that this is mastermind with letters a minute ago.
He probably just got here, but I'm putting up the red on air light anyway.
Yeah, so basically that is it, right? You put in your 5 letters. It tells you which letters you have correct that are in the word but not in the right place, makes them gold.
Right.
It tells you what letters you do have right and in the right place, makes them green. Everything else is gray.
Right.
This is great.
Yeah.
I want more of these, but obviously I won't get one for another 14 hours.
Yeah,
so,
it's going to be some time. You're going to have to hunker down, Brian, for the long haul. That's how that's going to have to go. Okay. Well, that's all I had for that.
Oh, look at that.
What do you got? What do you got there?
So quantum feeling. So now I understand the little grid things that people have been posting. They're showing you them guessing the word without showing the letters.
Oh.
So like quantum feeling says, I'm testing the share function here. It shows gray, yellow, gray, green, and then gray, yellow, green. And so it's basically showing you the steps, but I don't see how you share. I have Wordle at the top and a little gear, which just gives me settings.
Yeah, there's nothing in there that's like, there's a share thing at the bottom. So you hit
I don't see that.
Well, do you have this? You have to have the score first. So you have to have your completed, like you did it, and then at the bottom it'll have a little link score or a little share to social link thing, and you'll hit that, and then it generates this link that puts the grid into your social media stuff.
Okay. Let me see if I can find that.
Yeah.
Because I got the 3 words. Do I hit enter again after it shows me, you got the right word?
I mean, I think so. I'm pretty sure.
Maybe not like in Safari might be the situation.
Oh, that might be it.
Yeah.
Not like in Safari. It must work better on a Chromium browser. That's the deal.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe.
Well,
anybody else using Safari and getting the thing?
Yeah. Anybody else out there using a WebKit-based browser out there?
Yeah, because I have all green letters. If you close the results window, you lose the share option. That's it. Okay.
Oh.
Thank you. Yeah.
Okay, so then it's gone if you do that. You can't. Here's my guess with the rapid growth of this and its viral hit that it is, they'll be adding little features and things. So watch for that. So. Hopefully they won't ruin it and say, make this an NFT or something dumb like that.
I need to set up a new daily reminder thing. Do your Wordle.
Yeah.
Hey Brian, do your Wordle.
Do your Wordle. One of my favorite things of the day actually is a very funny tweet by Mike Judge. Hold on. Where is this? All right. It's basically a little pixelated picture of Hank, Boomhauer, Bill, and Dale from King of the Hill. And they're just like pixelated versions of them.
Sure.
And he says, this NFT will be available soon for $6 trillion each. Or you can buy all four for $20 trillion. They're worth every penny. I like Mike Judge. And then someone right below that screen capped it and said, I don't know. I bought them. This is proof of ownership or whatever. It was really making me laugh. Anyway, Mike Judge, good follow on Twitter, by the way, if you're looking for people to follow.
Yeah, that NFTs actually came up. We did trivia last night, and we won. It was me, Tina, and then two of our neighbor wives, or neighbors, but just the wives. Like they're all couples, but only the wives came, and neither of them were crazy neighbor. So it's our neighbor next door to the right, and then our neighbor across the street. And,
so was it you and like three ladies then?
Me and three ladies.
Okay.
And and we and we won. And one of our questions was, they gave two examples, like bong smoking monkey number 392, and this other one are $400,000 examples of what thing that you'll never be able to explain to Grandpa.
Yeah, nice. And one's with NFTs. That's great.
That's right, exactly.
Because I'm just trying to imagine a scenario where I could sit down with my mother, 82-year-old mom.
Yeah,
and explain how they work.
Yeah,
oh my gosh,
exactly.
What a waste of time that would be. Nobody wins in that game. That's a game of losers.
By the way, how come nobody came up with the just like a Saturday night at Ibbott's house? Come on now, that was like the three ladies and Brian is more.
Yeah,
an example of just like a Saturday night at Ibbott's house.
You guys are slow on the trigger in there today. What's going on?
Is it because Randy's making coffee? Is that the deal?
You can always tell when that's happening. Oh, I found Randy's recommendal. He sent it. Here, hold on.
All right.
I'm gonna just now the world is safe once again. All right. Hey, let's dive into that little fun game. Actually. Oh, you know what? I'm not ready for any of this. Hold on a second.
Everybody's too busy playing Wordle to come up with it, just like a Saturday night at Ibbott's house.
All right. Let me see if I can pull Randall. Wait. Not Randy. Dunaway's who I'm at.
Brian for this part.
Yeah,
Come on, it's the rest of Film Sack. It's like the two halves of Film Sack.
The two halves of Film Sack have come together to create one giant Voltron monster of podcasting, and we're going to do that now. Hey, look who it is. It's Brian Dunaway joining us from South Carolina. Hello, Brian.
Oh, hi, Scott and Brian.
Oh, how are you feeling, dude? Listen to your voice. You don't sound great. How you doing?
I'm doing okay.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm doing all right. I'm making it.
Yeah. So let me ask you this. So Brian became a little ill. I think it's all that lead up to play retro, and then it happened, and it was such a rousing success that your immune system was just not prepared for the aftermath, and then you got sick almost immediately. Now you've had a fever and stuff. You're getting a COVID test today. I hope that turns out to be negative, but also it's no fun to deal with any sort of fevery business.
Right.
I don't do well with fevers.
No.
I complain a lot, right?
Oh, I'm a cranky piece of garbage if I get a fever.
Yeah.
It's the worst. I don't
feel well.
Yeah.
Shut up, Brian.
Any sickness, I'm the worst person ever.
I know, right? Isn't that? I know people always. It's a stereotype to say men are this way, but I'm telling you, there's something to it.
Men are this way. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, not that all women are like happy-go-lucky, Lucky Charms when they get sick or anything, but it's very. My daughters and my wife, great when they're sick. They're positive and upbeat. Oh, I'll be fine in a day or so, just kind of getting it done, doing what you got to do. Nick and I, miserable garbage. Just laying around going, my life's the worst. Where's the remote? Someone get me water. Like, we're just the freaking worst.
Could you imagine if we had to deal with pregnancy? Boy, my goodness.
No,
we would
maybe that's the problem. Maybe maybe that's at the top of how we don't feel. Like, sick is at the top.
Yeah.
Is it? Yeah, exactly. Is it just one more example of what we wouldn't be able to take, or is it like Yeah, we're in place of being able to produce children, we're just going to make men big babies when it comes to, to being sick.
Big gooby babies. But anyway, you don't sound like a baby to me. You sound like a guy who broke his fever and is still willing to come on here for some reason. So
exactly, a pro is what you are.
We got this.
Yeah.
We got it. I got to get my COVID test in about an hour, regardless. So I had to be up. So as long as I'm up, might as well do this.
May as well do this. Yeah, that's what I always say. May as well do this.
May as well do this.
We have a listener on the line. Oh, I forgot to log into freaking
the morning stream. May as well do this.
May as well do this. Yeah, may as well make a show. I'm going to log into the feed because I forgot to. Okay, there we go. We got a caller on the line. They've been waiting very patiently. Let's find out who this is. Hi, who's this?
Hey, this is Michael or Badger Williams and the Chad in the chat very rarely.
Wherever we are. Yeah. Hey, Michael. It's nice to have you here. What part of the country are you in?
I'm currently in Grand Junction, Colorado, but I'm moving to Utah, Salt Lake City.
No way. Oh, that's awesome. Look at this little...
Fascinating.
You're going from one host to the other. Nice job.
That's right. Exactly. Brian, how well were you able to hear Michael? Because
This is what I heard from Michael.
Really? Oh, you know what? It's got to be.
I don't blame Michael because Scott obviously could hear it, but
it's definitely Discord.
Okay, so
I wasn't sure if it was a Discord or.
I think I know how to fix it. Watch this. So this is great. Right. Again, we're doing real-time tech support today, everybody. This is how this is going to go. Okay, so I go to the sound. Okay, I think if I take this down. Okay, now Michael, just say anything. Michael, say something.
Say anything.
How about that?
Yeah,
I think it was the first part of it, and then it kicked in after. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It sounds like it's trying. It sounds like it thinks that his voice is noise and is trying to filter it out up until a certain point.
Okay. Well, we're going to find out how this works.
We're getting there.
Yeah, we'll get there. Well, Michael, it's really great to have you here. We're going to play a little game. Brian's going to explain it and what you could win if you pick the right horse today, Brian.
All right. It's time to play the Tadpool Feud. I've surveyed the Tadpool on some nerdy topics, and Scott and Brian will have to predict the answers that they gave us. And it's their job to see how many of those answers they can guess. Michael, your job is more important than ever because you're going to be working with either Scott or Brian. They're going to have to translate your answers to me, though, until we get this thing fixed. If your team wins, by the way, you get a prize package that includes The Textercist, the story of Ray Bibbia, and Tools Up.
Ooh, Tools Up.
Fun games, courtesy of Wesley.
Nice. I haven't heard of Tools Up. I wonder what that is.
I haven't either.
Yeah. Brian, any familiarity with Tools Up? You heard of that?
It's a game based on the Jersey Shore.
Ah, good. Those are all tools, and they're all up, so let's go. All right, awesome. That sounds like a fun little prize package.
Yeah, let's give you your topic. We had 577 responses to this. 71 of you chuckleheads decided to pass or say some, derogatory thing. And I'm going to clarify right now that your answer will not be a movie. It'll be a description, and that's what I'm looking for here.
Okay.
All right. Vagueness. Put your hands on your buzzards and give me your best answer to this. What's your favorite Stan Lee cameo? Scott.
The one in Spider-Verse.
Yeah.
What did I say about don't just give me a movie? You have to tell me. You have to describe
Tell me the scene.
Oh, the scene. He's in a comic book store Into the Spider-Verse where he's doing stuff and looks like Stan Lee standing there.
All right. Yeah, that's close enough. He stands collectibles. He sells Miles the costume, and then he says, "It always fits eventually."
All right, fair enough. I didn't know if it was enough just to say, yeah, he's in that movie.
I do need more than the one in Into the Spider-Verse. Otherwise, you could say movie titles.
Yeah, good point. That's a good point.
But isn't that the...
No, you're right. I see what Brian's doing here. He's putting
a little bit. Yeah. Just give me a little bit to know that you know what they're talking about.
Just a little work. And I did. He's in his little collectible deal there. Yeah.
That is our number 8 answer, by the way.
I don't even remember what Scott even said.
I said
this. Okay, Spider-Verse.
Yeah.
Okay.
Spider-Verse.
So 7 answers will beat it. Brian.
I remember him being in the Spider-Man Doc Ock one where he's what was he? He's kind of like he's what is he doing? I can't remember what he's doing. I just remember he's hanging out and he's all like, because I was like, oh, because Sam Raimi's gonna be there, and then I can't see him talking to Stan Lee because Sam Raimi's a freak. That's how I always remember that one.
Interesting.
What was he doing? He was just kind of standing on the street, wasn't he? Was man on the street? Is that kind of?
Yeah, I'll give you that. He was a man on the street during the Spider-Man and Doc Ock fight. I just wanted to see how much I could get out of you on that one.
Yeah.
Show me Stan Lee stand on the street watching Doc Ock and Spider-Man fight.
Oh man!
No, come on, man.
Not a favorite for people, but a couple people did say it. 2 people said it. So it did make it into the list. I think every single one of his cameos are in this list somewhere, but only the top 10 are on the feud.
I like it when he cameoed at the Dragon Con and he took a picture with me. That was
yeah.
I know, yeah.
Yeah, it was my favorite.
Fantastic.
Glenn Peralta got to ride in the elevator with him at Dragon Con.
Do you think that elevator smelled like farts?
I think it smelled like aqua velva.
Yeah, probably. A little bit of the Old Spice in there. All right, well, that means it's me and Michael then, yeah?
That's right. Yeah, 2 of you are playing together, and you guys have control of the board. Let's get some more. Let's get you guys some more points.
Michael, anything jump out at you?
I remember the Deadpool one. I think he's the strip club announcer.
Oh, I forgot about that. Strip club announcer and Deadpool.
That's a good one.
Yeah, Tadpool's going to probably throw a Deadpool in here because of the pool and the whatnot. Brian, let's say Deadpool.
The pool.
All right. And show me strip club DJ Stanley.
Oh, it's in there.
And coming up next, Chastity.
Yeah, that's right. That was a memorable one. See, you're good at this. I'm terrible at this. I can't remember jack crap on these.
Yeah.
It's
good that you've got some help. And it's funny. The board for me is like overlappy, but I don't know if it is for you on your screen.
It sometimes is, and this time is not.
Yeah, because of the number of characters.
Yeah, I think it's because they're not used to putting 2 lines. Oh, yeah, it is overlappy.
Right.
You're right.
I wrote some long answers in there.
Yeah,
so
that's
whatever.
Fine. It's okay. It's a little bug test. Look at all the bug testing we're doing today. This is fantastic.
I know. This is a QA TMS.
Yeah. All right. So let's think of. It just occurred to me.
And you can even describe the scene, and you don't even have to tell me a movie if you can't remember what movie it's in, right? Like if you
just remember what he did. Oh,
okay.
That's interesting.
Okay, that helps.
That
helps. All right, Michael, but feel free to tell me a better one. But the one I'm thinking of is where he's a bus driver. But I just don't remember the movie.
That's the one I was. Yes.
I don't remember the movie. He's driving a bus.
Yeah.
Or something. Or he's in there and he went, wow, Spider-Man went by or some shit. I don't remember. Some stuff. Hey, Brian, it's the one where he's a bus driver.
Sure, I'll take it. Show me school bus driver.
Oh, that was a long one. That was a long one.
Sorry, I was looking for what number it is in the list. It's number 14 in the list. He was Peter Parker's school bus driver in Infinity War.
Oh, right.
Oh, right. Okay. Did we? Maybe this is a question I'm so paranoid about saying Spider-Man things. It's not really a spoiler. I don't remember seeing any Stan Lee reference in the new movie at all.
Nothing. Yeah,
is that the first one that we've not had any Stan Lee kind of? I mean, I know he's passed away, obviously, so we can't.
It makes it harder for sure.
Shang-Chi.
Yeah.
Sort of.
Oh, Shang-Chi, probably not either. Yeah.
Yeah, Eternals, Shang-Chi, Black Widow.
I wonder what the last one was. Would it have been Endgame?
I can tell you the last one and when we're done here.
Oh, yeah, because that would give away. Yeah. That's a good point. All right, that wasn't me fishing.
Technically, he was, but not in the way you'd expect.
That wasn't me fishing, I promise. I'm just.
I know it wasn't. I know. Yes.
Anyway, all right. So continue there, Brian. Or no, it's Brian's turn because we screwed up.
It is Brian's turn. Yes.
It's my turn.
Yeah.
It is your turn, Brian.
Okay. Once again, I think the characters. When you think about the characters, is probably a lot easier than trying. Because I was trying to think of the movie and the characters. I remember him being in like a FedEx outfit at one point in time, but. Heck, if I can remember which one it was where he was, then maybe I'm just having fevered dreams. I don't know. But it feels like there was one where he was delivering mail. Maybe I should just say mailman.
I totally remember that.
Would that be easier?
Yeah. I'm going to go with your first answer because FedEx delivery driver and mailman are not exactly the same thing. Right. All right, show me FedEx delivery driver. Delivery. Oh, I have a package for Tony Stank. Tony Stank.
Tony Stank. That's right.
Did you? Oh, right. Tony Stank.
Tony Stank.
It's all coming
Civil
back.
War,
Tony
Captain
Stank.
America Civil War. He was FedEx delivery driver delivering a package for Tony Stank.
It's all
Right.
coming back to me now.
Number 2 answer on the board. Still have control, Brian?
Right? Wasn't there one where he was these cameos? I think I get so hung up. I'm like, oh, there's Stan Lee.
Yeah.
And I'm like, something was one where he was like doing some kind of. I remember him with headphones and stuff, and he was doing like a radio announcer thing. But heck, if I can remember what he was doing, I don't even remember what he even said.
Do you want to go
Radio
with that, though?
DJ, radio DJ.
Radio DJ, sure. All right.
Okay.
Show me Stan Lee, radio DJ. Now you're probably thinking of the strip club DJ for that one.
Yeah, I
Might
can't.
be. That
See, in
might
my
be.
head, I'm imagining something similar, but I don't know why I am.
Well, you might
all
be.
right.
Yes.
Okay. There was, didn't he? All right, Michael, you're going to have to help me with this one. I think there was a time where he played like a national, like a, what am I trying to say? Like a news anchor
Like
type
a news
thing.
anchor? Yeah.
Do you remember that? What was the deal there? Do you have any memory of that?
Oh, okay.
Can you guys can't hear Michael?
God.
Or can you?
I did.
No, we can't
barely hear him.
That's all
Yeah.
I see.
Okay.
Give us.
I don't know what that was. I guess we'll just go with it and say a news anchor.
News anchor. All right. Show
News
me news anchor Stan Lee.
Damn it.
Now we're just
Nope.
now we're just guessing professions that Stan Lee might have had.
Right. Exactly. Exactly. Television repairman.
And maybe I'm crazy, right? So
Just go down the list of Sally Struthers. You know.
Yeah, no
I
kidding.
do remember him being like a swinger or something. Was that like the joke that he was in some kind of Spider-Man? He was like, because but he always looked like he was a swinger anyway, because he was always wearing that 70s, big old
swinger?
button-fly
Oh.
collars and stuff.
Like a swinger, like a dude on.
Yeah, like not like
like a-
Spider-Man swinger, but like a
ladies'
how
man
you
kind
doing?
of thing.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
ladies man.
Yeah.
Like
I have some memory of that as well, but
All right.
yeah.
does that count, Brian?
Yeah,
I'll take that one. Let's see what we got here. Show me some sort of ladies'
Chicken
man.
We're ladies man. There you go.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it to you. He was Hugh Hefner in Iron Man. I think that's what
That's
you're
it.
thinking of, and I'm gonna
That's it.
give that one to you because I think that's what you're visualizing.
Wow. Well done, Brian. Good job. Is that first Iron
that's
Man? Yeah,
fantastic.
first movie, right?
That was the first Iron Man. Yep.
First Iron Man.
okay.
Yeah. That's probably the reason why I remember. That's the one I watched the most. I think I only watched the other Iron Man like one time a piece. I don't think I even gave it a second chance after that.
Yeah.
Come on, you got Whiplash, Mickey Rourke.
Yeah.
You can kill you. And
Yeah, only I needed to see that once. All right.
we'll watch again for film sack at some point. I'm sure.
That's right. I'm saving up. I'm saving up.
it'll be
My bird. Yes, my bird. You killed my bird.
I don't know why I'm remembering this, and I'm pretty sure I'm getting this confused with Matrix I'm getting this confused with the Matrix Resurrections we just watched.
Okay.
I just feel like he was a window washer. It just seems like if he's going to be on the street, I can't say the street
sure.
again, but he's got to be outside somewhere, right?
Oh,
He's got to be outside so he can witness to all these crazy things. You know what? I'm going to back up. No,
Okay.
I'm going to go with that. I'm going to go window washer. There's one other one I can think of, but I'm going window washer. Stan Lee,
Okay.
the window washer.
Stanley window washer. Show me Stanley window washer. Yeah, I don't know of any time he was a.
Why is that
window
familiar to me?
Like I said,
Michael, does that sound familiar? It did to me. What are we thinking of?
I don't know. It feels familiar for some reason, but like I said, once
I feel
again,
like
I'm
he
running a
has
slight
been
fever.
in construction
and
work,
so
maybe like a
every-
road
Oh,
worker,
like a
working on
cons-
sewage pipe or something.
Yeah, there's like a construction.
Right.
Jeez.
That and all those stuff. I remember he's like on a bench behind a newspaper.
Right.
Oh wait, I do remember that one. Yeah.
Oh, but is that one too pedestrian to say he's just behind a newspaper?
Guy on bench.
Guy on bench. You know what?
Yeah. Guy on
to
bench.
hell with it. We're saying guy
Bench
on
guy.
bench. Bench guy. Yeah.
Guy on bench, maybe reading newspaper. All right,
Yeah.
let's see if we have that. Show me guy on bench reading newspaper something.
Damn it.
You might be thinking of his cameo in the Ben Affleck Daredevil, where he's reading a newspaper, about to walk into traffic, and young Matt Murdock, blind young Matt Murdock, saves him from walking into traffic.
Right.
And we've tried so hard to get that on film sec, by the way. We've really worked
coming
hard.
up. It's like in the next 5 weeks or something. We got that and Elektra back to back, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, as long as those don't go anywhere, we'll watch them. We'll watch those.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
all
Brian,
right, so,
we've struck out
Brian,
here.
you're down by 3 points.
Damn it.
There are a lot of answers still on the board.
That's because they're insane.
We're screwed.
I really, I mean, this is a fun topic, but I guess I didn't realize how tough it would be for some folks.
Yeah. On a different day, maybe I'd be able to recall better.
Yes,
but
it's
right now I'm flying high on.
You're a
fever-induced.
and sure.
God, I know I'm thinking of Bruce Campbell, but God, I could swear he was a doorman, at least in one of the cameos. But
that sounds right, doesn't it?
I feel like I'm getting that confused.
You could tell me that, and I would I would probably believe you. I'd say, oh yeah, he's definitely a doorman at one point.
Okay, all right. Show me Doorman, Stanley.
Doorman.
The Doorman. What's his power? Excelsior.
Damn.
No, I don't think he was ever a doorman. I don't have any in my list of doormen. That means, Scott, you and Michael do win. Congratulations.
Sweet. We got a win here, folks. Barely by the skirt of our pants.
Congratulations, you beat the sick guy.
So give us the rest of these, because I am like completely flummoxed by the rest of these.
The number one answer, not even a Marvel movie, and as a matter of fact, was actually filmed
like the old Hulk series or something?
Before all the Marvel movies. No, he gave relationship advice to Jason Lee in the mall in Mallrats.
Oh God, of course.
I forgot about that.
I didn't even think about that.
And he talks about he talks to Jason Lee for about 5 minutes before Jason Lee finally realizes it's Stan Lee. So that's kind of what has happened with those MCU cameos, is that now people would recognize him, but apparently Jason Lee didn't. This is the one I could not believe neither of you would come up with, but in Guardians of the Galaxy 2, he's seen chatting with the Watchers and telling them the stories.
Yes.
And he even tells them, and one time I was a FedEx delivery driver.
That's hilarious.
I forgot about that.
Let's see. Speaking of Mallrats, number 5 answer. Because it takes place in the past, in Captain Marvel, you see him on a train reading the Mallrats script.
Oh, my Lord.
Scott hasn't seen Captain Marvel, so...
No, I had no idea.
It's a tough one.
Yeah.
You haven't seen Captain Marvel? That's amazing. You're in for a treat.
I'm looking forward to it. That would have been the era, right? Because the 90s when he would have read a script, maybe on a bus. Who knows?
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. My hands aren't as steady as they used to be. He was Thor's barber in Thor Ragnarok.
God, I gotta go back and watch that. I think I've only seen that one time, but that's not because I didn't like it, but because I just haven't got back to it.
Ragnarok is probably in my top 5 favorite MCU films because it's just so nuts. Taika Waititi, I'd say give everything to him and let him do the entire.
Let him direct Hollywood. This be fun.
Make him be the new Feige. All right, how about you? So when you were talking about the headphones, this is the direction I thought you were going to go. In Amazing Spider-Man, the first Andrew Garfield one, he's a librarian wearing headphones and doesn't hear Spider-Man and Lizard beating the tar out of each other right behind him.
Oh, that's it. Okay. That's it. Because I was thinking he was a DJ and he didn't hear it. And that's the reason why all this stuff was going on in the background. And that's the one.
Yep. And then finally, Thor gives him some ale, some Asgardian ale, knocks him on his butt as a World War II veteran in Avengers Age of Ultron.
Oh, man. Well, Age of Ultron, I only saw it once. And completely forgot about most of it, unfortunately.
For good reason. Some of the other ones, he's in Winter Soldier, he's a security guard who misses the fact that Captain America steals his costume back.
I think that's what I was thinking about the doorman. It's like security guard. I should have said security guard.
He actually played a security guard a couple times. In the first Hulk, he's walking around with Lou Ferrigno. Fred's dad in Big Hero 6. You see an animated version of him.
Yep.
In Guardians of the Galaxy, the first one, Rocket is like panning around Xandar, and he sees him and says, where's your wife, old man? What a creepy old guy. In Endgame, which was his last cameo, by the way, he's a 70s version because he's in the past when they time travel, and he says, "Make love, not war."
Oh, right. He was in a video montage saying that, right? Like it was like a flash of.
I think so. Yeah, it might have been
something like that.
In Thor, he's the a guy with a truck with a tow rope trying to pull the hammer, Mjolnir out of the ground. Yeah. Larry King in Iron Man 2.
Oh, that's the one I was thinking of.
In the first two Iron Man, he plays actual celebrities.
That's the one I was thinking of because of the reporter thing. That's what I had in my head. Is the Larry King one. Gosh dang it.
Bartender in Ant-Man, but he's got Luis's voice. Spider-Man 3, he actually interacts with Tobey Maguire and says, one person can make a difference.
Yeah.
Teen Titans Go to the Movies, he makes an appearance in a DC property, which is great. He drinks some gamma-radiated soda in the Incredible Hulk.
Yeah.
He steals all the chips in the Black Panther. Just seeing if there's some other good ones.
You say chips, you're talking about poker chips, right?
Poker chips. Yeah, he's sitting at the casino table next to Martin Freeman, and I'll just hold on to these chips.
Yeah. So not bar chips.
No.
Right. Okay.
Not potato chips.
No.
And then I'll just give you one more here. Well, Jur in the Trial of the Incredible Hulk, you kind of alluded to that one.
Yeah.
Sadly, only one person said that one. And then in Venom, Tom Hardy's walking down the street, passes him, and his Venom boy says, "Who's that guy?"
Oh, wow. So you didn't even say anything in that one. Just
he did. He said, "I sure hope the two of you end up together," or something like that, talking about Venom and his girlfriend. But
I just watched Let There Be Carnage, and
how was it?
To go back and watch the first one.
Yeah, obviously no appearance in that one. Some people said, things like Spider-Man: Far From Home. Nope, sorry, wasn't in that one. Stanley with hookers. I wasn't sure if they meant Hugh Hefner, or one time he was a judge in a beauty contest, but in any case, I didn't give them the points. The one where he passes a football, don't know that one at all.
What
and
is that?
somebody said, I don't think that ever happened. Yeah. And finally, my favorite answer: The Princess Diaries 2.
Oh, what?
Did that happen? Was he in there?
Princess Diaries
I have
2.
no idea if he's in there, but it's such a great, my favorite Stanley cameo is in The Princess Diaries 2.
Well, there's a 3D movie that's not in any of these, not in the MCU or anything, and I can't remember the name of it, but there was like a kind of a Scooby-Doo kind of take-off thing, and he was like a regular character in that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I remember.
Not playing, basically not a cameo, but just kind of like a...
He was just a guy in there. Hold on, Stan Lee. I'm trying to remember what that movie was called because it was pretty good.
He does appear in. Oh shoot! I had it and I lost it.
He's in Big Hero 6. Is that what I'm thinking of? That's what I'm thinking of.
Oh, okay. We talked about Big Hero 6. That he's Fred's dad.
Right, but the series. Oh, it's the same in the series.
Oh, he's in the series too, playing. Yeah,
same character. Okay, yeah, you're right. I think I am thinking of Big Hero 6, maybe. Which is a Marvel thing, so I don't know.
He's been in some of the computer-animated Lego films.
Let's see, Marvel Future Avengers.
Has he? Minifigure appeared in computer-animated Lego films. Oh, Lego Marvel Superheroes and Trouble in Wakanda. So different. So not the big ones. Of course, he's been in the PS4 games.
Mm-hmm. He was in 2002, 2014, and 2017 episodes of The Simpsons as a cameo as himself. So
yes, two
cool.
people said The Simpsons.
Yeah, that's cool.
I didn't know. Two people said The Big Bang Theory.
Big Bang, he was on there?
That's true.
I don't
remember. He's an appearance on The Big Bang Theory. He's in a lot of the theme park rides, so you see him in Guardians of the Galaxy Mission Breakout and the Iron Man experience at Hong Kong Disneyland.
Oh, he was on an episode of Chuck. Yeah, and some movie called Pizza Man. I don't know what that was, but
hilarious.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Frankie in the 2011 Frankie Muniz film Pizza Man. Interesting.
Weird. Really?
Kick-Ass. He's in Kick-Ass.
Oh, okay.
But it was cut from the film.
Oh,
there we go. Lee makes a cameo appearance as the Three Stooges wedding guest in the 2004 Disney film The Princess Diaries 2.
Perfect.
That is great.
Perfect.
I'm sure while I was looking at all of these, somebody posted why he was in The Princess Diaries 2.
Oh, did you mention the hot dog vendor in X-Men? Did you mention that one?
I didn't mention him, but one person said that, which was, I think, first Marvel movie cameo. No, I guess not, because
he narrated Incredible Hulk's TV show for a while.
He did, and there were a couple cartoon appearances, like the Spider-Man cartoon. But
Yeah.
was X-Men the first Marvel?
Well,
movie?
according to this, hold on. Well, with him
Daredevil
in it,
and Elektra came out after that, and Blade came out after that.
I think it might have been the first big thing since Tobey Maguire's first Spider-Man movie, right? Wasn't that first?
Oh, right, yeah, of course, because those were in. Yeah, those were.
I think. I don't remember now. Well, as fun as this is, the main thing here is
no,
that
Spider-Man was 2002, so X-Men was 2000, but Blade was before both of
Oh,
those.
Blade, yeah.
But
Blade.
his cameo was cut out of that because I don't know why, but he discovers a body and they cut that.
Oh, that's too bad. And they didn't know what a tradition they were avoiding. That's amazing.
not.
Well, here's to our winner.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner.
Congratulations, Michael. You have won. Now, all you got to do to collect your code, sir, is to send an email, coverville@gmail.com, to Brian. He will hook you up, and you'll walk away a big winner. How do you feel about your win?
I feel like I didn't do much, and I apologize for that. It's kind of one of those moments where you're like, I have never watched a Marvel movie in my life. I don't remember anything.
Yeah,
wow.
Yeah, it's all good. I think
You know what though? You did help Scott with a couple of them. I mean, you got the I don't have the list in front of me, but I think you got the one that ended up giving Scott a bunch of points. So
Yeah, I think you did great. I'd play with you again. So get that email out, get him going, and you are the happy winner. Well done, and congratulations. Don't worry, everybody there in the chat. You'll have a chance to win one day coming up. You just got to be a caller that we pick randomly. Hey, Brian Dunaway, I'm really sorry you're sick, but I'm hoping this at least gave you a smile today. You doing better? You all right?
I'm drinking my hot honey lemon tea and hanging out with two of the best people on the planet. So it's not all bad.
We'll cut you off so you can go back to them. That's
Yeah,
very nice.
go back to them.
No, you.
Yeah, it's us. Oh, I see.
You know, Brian, they say laughter is the best medicine, but really take actual medicine.
Yeah, take real medicine.
Medicine's way better.
Yeah, and let us know when you get your. I guess this a rapid test, or you got to wait for it, or what's the deal?
No, it's supposed to take 3 days or something like that.
Okay.
2 or 3 days. We'll see.
that.
So it's not rapid, but it's quick.
It's
maybe
quick as maybe it's ever gonna be. Well, you guys got a lot of cases down there right now, so who knows?
Yeah. So it's kind of it's like, oh, you think you have COVID? Well, so does everybody else.
Yeah,
we'll see.
Hold it in your urine stream. We'll see you soon.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Well, that was fun. Sounds like you guys could hear him pretty good toward the end.
Toward the end, yeah. If he talked for a little while, then it fizzled in and then gave us.
That's odd, isn't it?
It is odd. Well, you and I will play around with it.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. All right.
and-
Let's see. We do have time for a quick news story, so I'm going to go ahead
Let's do
and
a quick
play
news story.
this. It's time for the news, and it's brought to you by
patron Kimmel, who says, my wife and I are owners in a distillery in Colorado Springs, Colorado. I'm the head distiller, and my wife Jessica runs the operations. By the way, we love these two. We've been in business just over 2 years. Check out the website, blackhatdistillery.com, and
Very
check
cool.
out Kim and Jessica Immel.
Yeah, get in there. Support a fellow tadpooler and do
Fellow
something. cool.
Coloradoan and tadpooligan.
Yeah.
Yes.
I love when you guys have your own little projects and cool businesses and all that. We love talking about them. So keep it coming.
Exactly.
This is a great story. I'm glad we're getting to it today for our probably only story of the day. Kim Jong-un's dad invented burritos.
Oh, okay, good.
According to the latest propaganda coming out of North Korea, they're making this bizarre claim as sales of the Western dish boom in that country for some reason. It's very weird. The wild claims follow an equally batty propaganda story that alleged Jong-2 invented a dish called
Jong-il.
or Jong-il. I always see the two L's or the I and the L.
I know, I'm with you because they capitalized the I and it looks like Jong-2.
Yeah, it kills me. Anyway, sorry, Jong-il, previous wackadoo that was in there, invented a dish called double bread with meat, which was uncannily like a hamburger. The burritos, meanwhile, were called wheat wraps. Okay? The Radong Sinmun newspaper claimed Jong-il's tubby tyrant son, Kim Jong-un. That's their reading, not me. I didn't write that.
The tubby tyrant.
Is following in the footsteps of his dad by taking a meticulous meat interest in the dish. I don't know why. Meticulous Meat. I don't know why I was saying that.
Yeah.
Maybe for title reasons. I don't know.
I guess so.
State TV news footage. North Koreans can be seen devouring the burritos at a stand outside of Kim Song Food Factory in the capital of Pyongyang. The broadcast also showed a mural of Kim Jong-il's grinning in the kitchen where burritos were being prepared. I can pull this photo up in a second. But while the propaganda paints a picture of abundant street food, those who have escaped the secretive state insist that such dishes are virtually non-existent there, as you might imagine. Hyung Sung Lee, who was born into an elite North Korean family but fled the country in 2014, said most of his countrymen couldn't even dream of such a meal. He said the majority of citizens do not have money to buy foreign food, and in the 1990s, bread and butter loaves were what's that word?
Satirized.
Oh, like satirical.
Satire, yeah.
Oh, I was thinking of like the way you'd prepare it. You know what I mean?
Like, I'm putting this in like a saute rise.
Yeah. It really threw me. Anyway, and criticized as socialist traitors, unquote. In many cases, he added there simply weren't the ingredients to recreate these foods. He says, I have never seen any burritos or wraps on sale in North Korea. So it's just a weird thing to, A, claim that there's tons of them and they're all over the place, and B, that you invented it.
Right. This is like, so, all right, Scott Johnson, you're on a boat. You're on a cruise ship. Some reason somebody gets you on a cruise ship and you're walking around in a hazmat suit so you don't catch Legionnaire's disease or something.
Sure.
Because that's probably what it would take.
Yeah, you're right.
Somehow you slip on a banana peel on the Lido deck. You fall off the boat. Fortunately, your hazmat suit has enough air in it, but you still sink down to the bottom of the ocean, where you discover the lost city of Atlantis, who welcomes you into their city, brings you in and kind of hails you as a leader. And you introduce things to them like burritos and hamburgers because they don't have those things. Somehow they have cows and carnitas, but we don't know how they got them.
Right.
Do you say that you invented them? Or do you say, oh, these are from something our surface people have invented? Try a burrito.
Oh, interesting. I don't know what I'd say.
Because that's kind of like you've got this little sequestered group of people that will believe anything you say. They have no frame of reference for anything outside of their own world, their own little microcosm.
That's interesting. Yeah, you could say anything and they would have to buy it.
Say anything, exactly.
And I think that is how it is over there. Like somebody in the chat says there was some propaganda claiming he did 18 holes of golf and got a hole-in-one for all 18 holes.
Wow. We almost need a game like, did Kim Jong-il say this, or is it a Chuck Norris thing from Barron's chat?
That's what it sounds like, right? Like, to me, I hear it and go, whatever. And I'm sure that if you asked a average North Korean this question and they felt safe in answering, honestly, they would say, yeah, of course not. Of course he doesn't do any of these things.
Right.
But it's because they're all terrified.
Yes, exactly.
What a sucky deal that is. All right. Well, he didn't invite burritos.
By the way, Ricky Gervais invented podcasting.
That's right.
There's our world example.
Well, he invented it, and then later,
Adam Corolla invented it. And then Joe Rogan invented it.
Yeah, and I think maybe even WTF, Mark Maron, he invented it.
Oh, sure, he invented it.
Yeah. You know, famous comedians, what they do is they're famous, and then they go, hey, what's this? I'll go do this because my other career isn't really doing anything at the moment. So I'm just going to go do this. And now I'm carrying the fame over. Ooh, look what I invented.
Exactly.
F off.
Exactly.
He didn't invent
Sam Jane,
anything.
it wasn't even ELR. It was Scott's, the Quake show. No, it wasn't Quake. Unreal Engine mod show.
Unreal mod show I did in 1999. Yep.
Yeah. I
think I was ahead of, I don't know if I was the first, but I was definitely early.
You were early.
Except it wasn't, we didn't have RSS and stuff, but putting an MP3 up on a website and letting people listen to a radio show you do. I was probably in a small group then.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
Yeah.
It was before I'd even heard of it, so.
Yeah. Oh, Sam, it's okay you missed it. It's not good.
Yeah. Maybe we need to find some old audio files of those while you're digging out your tapes.
Yeah. My microphone may have been like wax on a comb. It was so bad. But whatever. I was, it was new. We were trying new things. MP3s were new. We were rocking the joint, seeing what was up there. We had like you could stream the show through what was that?
Real
app?
Player?
No, what was that called? Winamp. It was new then.
Oh, Winamp.
Yeah.
Sure, yeah.
Which I guess you can still get a version of Winamp today if you want to. I don't know why you would.
Yeah.
But you could. But yeah, iPods changed everything, and that's when it got big. But, these comedian guys were like, yeah, I'm going to bring my millions of followers over here and then claim I invented it. They all say it.
They all do. Yeah.
And it bugs me. You know what? Props to Kevin Smith. Never really claimed that.
Right. Never did.
No. He just was like, yeah, this is cool new medium, man. I'm in it.
He did well then. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. I respect it. All right, we're going to take a break. When we come back, Tom's Tech Time. Tom Merritt will be here talking about tech. We're in the middle of CES week, day 2, I believe. Maybe 3 today. I forget how it works. Cool. I think it started Monday, so it'll be day 3 we're into. Anyway, a lot to talk about there. And then after that, Recommendals with Randy. Let's first take a break with a song. Brian, will you please present the song?
Sure. This is an artist who sends me a lot of their music, and I love the fact that they do because it's all really, really good. We got a singer-songwriter, producer named Papa Satch, S-A-T-C-H, founding member of the bands Black Horizon, Blank Stare, and Mercy Hit. He was an integral member of the wildly popular band Spoof. But as a producer, he wrote, sang on, and organized the critically acclaimed Actress Doggin' It album. New York City metropolitan area, versatile singer, songwriter, producer, and musician who's given us a brand new song from his album, his brand new album, or album came out at the end of last year, called Echoes. Here is the song Wanted to Run.
We all know that alcohol makes people think queerly and do some pretty crazy things. Anyway, since when have you been drinking?
If you don't finish today, leave it and continue tomorrow.
This is the morning stream. News.
All right, we're back, everybody. Welcome back. So could you hear that music at all?
None at all. None at all. It was like there was silence, and then I hear Fletcher go, this is the morning stream.
It must have some setting where it will block music out because it thinks it's background noise or something.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy. Somebody was saying, but
yeah, we'll figure it out.
You've got noise, something suppression. Claire Gack is yelling. It's noise cancellation, but
is it, Claire? Because I don't know if you're right. I think we tried both ways and it didn't do anything.
Oh, we did too.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, we'll figure it out. Anyway, hey, tell me that name of that song one more time, if you don't mind.
Bet. That song is "Wanted to Run" by Papa Satch from his brand new album Echoes.
Papa Satch. Papa's got a brand new song. All right.
That's right.
Ace Detect incoming. You know him as Tom Merritt.
Okay.
He'll be here shortly.
That's how I know him.
Yeah, I know him primarily as a detect, but also as a a technological marvel in his own right. I'm going to go ahead and play his intro now.
With the computer, as with any tool, the concept and direction must come from the man.
And Tom Merritt, who continues to have his Christmas background. I love this. Look at this.
I forgot how I turned that on.
I think it's great.
It's in voice and video settings.
Oh, is it?
It's in the settings.
There it is. I like it. Look how festive.
I know. It's just great when he moves and you see little bits of his real background behind. Yeah.
That's awesome. That's even better. Jungle. Yeah, I like it.
There, that's better, right?
Yeah,
sure.
Better. Yes,
sure not.
Exactly.
Why not? We're in the middle of CES. Why not the jungle? Hey, it's Tom Merritt, everybody. He is known for his Wednesday appearances here. Almost exclusively, that's the reason he's known. Just kidding. He's known because he's like a tech dude and reports on tech and daily tech news show and all that. Yeah. And we love having him on. So, Tom, it's been a couple of weeks. Happy New Year. Welcome back.
Happy New Year. It's good to be back talking to y'all.
Yeah.
You have good holidays?
Yeah, it was all right.
Yeah,
okay.
We did.
Yeah.
How about you?
Mostly good. Had a leak start on the 23rd that still has yet to be fixed, but thankfully it stopped raining. But that was a little stressful.
Find some Depends, or what? What did you solve it?
Yeah. Just went out into the sunroom, stuck some Depends up into the roof. It
was in a room. Okay, well, we didn't do that.
Yeah. I thought maybe
you were right. That's how we fixed it.
I thought it was a data leak because that felt more, that would have been a more tech angle.
It was. It rains data in Los Angeles.
Oh, nice.
So, yeah.
It's raining data.
I was afraid of a GDPR violation, frankly, with the amount of data leaking in there.
Yeah, very nice. Well, speaking of all sorts of violations, not really. CES is happening. It's going on. Despite a lot of pullouts, it's still a show, right? You guys are covering it and things are going on?
Oh, yeah. We were going to send our producer Amos and host Rich Straffolino to kind of be on the ground. The idea being they could wander around and maybe gather some stories on their own, but also set up a place for folks who are at the show to come and connect and be on DTNS. Until all of those people that we would have had on the show said, we're not going anymore because all the big companies aren't going anymore. And so the cascade effect was that we didn't send Amos and Rich. So there you go. None of us are at CES. Very few people are at CES, but CES still happening virtually. It's shortened. They canceled the last day. Frankly, that really doesn't matter. It won't change the number of announcements. Very few people go on that last day anyway. You even see people starting to break down their booths on that last day. So I think that was just CTA saying, like, you know what, if we're not going to have that many people, we might as well cut this out anyway. So there you go. CES happening mostly virtually.
Well, my two times in at a CES were madhouses, and I'm just trying to imagine it not being that, because it sounds like it just obviously isn't.
I was tempted to go anyway, just to experience the emptiness of a CES,
right?
Because the closest we've ever had was back after the financial crisis, around 2009, I think. Was a very light CES, but even then it was crowded. It was just light. This is apparently ghost town.
Sure. Well, so despite all of that, they've had some keynotes, they've had some announcements. What is the hot thing today? I know PlayStation, for example, last night announced their
I
new
figured
VR.
we should talk about the PlayStation and the car. PSVR 2, honestly, we knew it was coming, so the news here mostly is that it's definitely coming. And the two things I would pull out of the announcement that are worth paying attention to are the fact that they are going to include some haptics in there, which is kind of a differentiator. Doing things like you could feel the heartbeat on your temple when a character is really stressed, or
like somebody hits you in the side of the head with a baseball
a little
bat,
bump,
you can actually
maybe.
feel it.
Stuff like that. When they said wind rushing past your hair, which I'm like, I guess you could do wind. I don't know.
You actually have to have hair, by the way, to be able to feel those.
That was one of the things they were saying is it'll make Brian Ibbett feel like he has hair.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
There we go. Where do I buy?
Yeah.
Otherwise, Brian, it'll just feel like you won't understand the input. It'll be like, what's this feeling?
The wind going by the sides of my head.
Yeah. The other thing is foveated rendering is made possible by eye tracking. The eye tracking will be used for some other things like, the characters will know where you're looking, and maybe they'll look at the same place, or they'll try to meet your gaze, which would be kind of fun. But it also, foveated rendering is the idea that...
Tomb Raider. My eyes are up here.
Yeah. You'll get a lot of that. The foveated rendering is the idea that you only have to render the pixels in high res that you're looking at.
Yeah.
Which can increase the frame rate because you can use the same amount of processing to do a smaller screen without dropping resolution. And so if you know where the eye is looking, it can adapt very quickly to render the parts you're looking at.
Oh, that's interesting. That's a lot like game engines in general. Let's say you're playing a game like Horizon Zero Dawn or something. One of the most fascinating presentations I ever saw was showing you what you would see. So the game is only going to render what you see, right? So you see a vista and mountains and trees and all of this. It's in this cone of vision, whatever your degrees of field or field of view is, and then if you could have that just lock but turn your head and see what else is there, there's nothing else there. It's all like like a big gray empty space. Because why render all of this when you can just render what's in front of you and therefore spend all your rendering here? Yeah, and I guess most 3D games these days are like that. You're not actually looking at. You're not in a room where everything's rendered around you. It's only what you're seeing at any given time, and it's fast enough to do that in real time.
And imagine if you could just render an even smaller amount, right? Because you know exactly where somebody's looking. That's what foveated rendering gets you. So those are two features that aren't new. It's not like no other VR headsets have them, but they are not common. Often they're found in enterprise level stuff, not in game related stuff. So those will be differentiators. Otherwise, it's a fairly nice 2000 by 2040 per eye resolution, 120 hertz refresh, 110 degree field of view. Fairly similar to the Quest 2, frankly, except. Here's the downside: PSVR is wired.
Yeah, totally wired.
As the PSVR is wired now, the PSVR 2 will also be wired.
Yeah, I'm interested though to see how this goes. It was successful as a secondary device. When you sell consoles, it's very rare for you to be hugely successful with your weird offshoot accessory. That's just the history of the business. So when Sega made their little dance circle thing, or Nintendo's light gun or whatever, unless you bundle that stuff in the system, they're always not great sellers. And this is a case where that didn't prove to be true. It actually sold really well comparatively. It's not a 1-to-1, but it sold really well. So I'm really happy to see them following up and saying, yeah, we're gonna move forward and keep VR at the forefront, because Sony needs some big selling points right now, to keep kind of momentum going, and it can't just be on the backs of their exclusives. They got to have some other stuff. This is super rad. So
yeah,
I'm interested.
It's not going to capture the VR crown for Sony.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's, if you want to lodge some criticisms at it, the fact that it's wired, the fact that it's just keeping pace technologically with a couple of nice features means it'll be very popular for people who can get their hands on a PS5 and want to splash out on whatever they charge. They haven't announced pricing yet for it either. But it will continue to be if you're a PlayStation fan and also really like VR, it'll be successful. It will not capture new people, is my guess.
Yeah, you're either already in or you're, and also, like you said, the install base of the PS5 is right now hindered by its availability.
Yeah.
Xbox to some degree as well. So you have that limitation, which is, I can only buy this if I have the other thing, and I can only buy that if they become available and all of that. Anyway, it'll be interesting to see what they do. Tell me about the car thing real quick. That part I missed.
So a couple of years ago, the last time I was actually physically at a CES, as a matter of fact, Sony announced its Vision S concept car, and everybody was wondering, are they going to make cars? Is this just an infotainment system? And they're trying to make a big deal out of it. And so they kept test driving concepts of this for a couple of years, and now they've updated the announcement to say they have created Sony Mobility as a division, a new subsidiary, I guess, a division, a company under Sony to develop car tech. Now, it's still unclear whether they intend to offer a Sony branded car or not, although it seems more likely now, given that they're doing a mobility division. The Sony Vision S02 is what they're showing off at CES. Looks kind of like a Tesla Model S, and it is going to be made by Magnasteer, who made the first one. So it's not like Sony is building the car itself anyway. It's still working in partnership with somebody else, but it does look like they're moving slowly towards the idea of offering a car someday, and doing it more in public than Apple is doing it. Apple's also working on something like this, and everybody has the same questions there. Is it going to be Apple branded? Is it going to be Apple in partnership? How's that all going to work? So it'll be interesting to see in 2 years if Sony announces that the car will actually come out, or if it'll take longer. But this is not something that's coming out anytime soon.
Yeah, that's true. Well, that looks, I actually kind of like the prototype. It looks cool. But that's how prototypes are, right?
Exactly. It's always easy to make the outside look pretty nice, and frankly, this one doesn't look that remarkable. Like I said, kind of reminds me of a Model S. But it's nice. It's nice looking.
Yeah, the tires are the real distinguisher, and they're kind of weird.
Yeah, 20-inch wheels. This is a 5,467-pound car, so it's a big one.
Yeah, it's a big SUV piece of business. All right. Well, I personally, I love this kind of stuff. I love hearing about what companies are working on, and you're going to hear more great stuff like this on the Daily Tech News Show today at 2:30 Mountain Time. Hey, Tom, what else is going on that you might want to mention?
Man, the CES week, usually nothing else is going on. So all I'll say is dailytechnewsshow.com for all the things that we think are worth knowing from CES. There's always an avalanche of announcements, but we do our best to identify the interesting trends, the things that are worth pointing out. Maybe they'll ship, maybe they won't, but sort of the significant developments and attempts, even if they are attempts that don't end up in fruition. That's what's fun about CES. We've got foldable laptops, and we've got robots and all kinds of stuff. End of the week, we'll get Robert Heron and Allison Sheridan to kind of tell us some of the coolest things they saw. Robert is always great at telling us the home theater stuff. Allison's great at finding those little quirky little products. So tune in all week, dailytechnewsshow.com.
Yeah, Robert Heron's that kind of guy that if you're in the market for a television, which I was a year and a half ago, he's the first guy I contacted.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
First guy I reached out to. I'm like, hey, Robert, you gotta tell me. And I ended up getting the one he recommended. So, yeah, watch for that. That's great that you're going to have him on. Well, that's today. I'll be on as well. It's Wednesday. Can't wait. My first new episode in the new year. Excited for a new year of DTNS. So should you all be. Tom Merritt, Ace Detect on Twitter. Tom, have a fantastic week.
Thanks, y'all.
We'll see you next time.
Yep.
Bye now.
Bye now.
Why can't I hang up on him? I don't know. Shit.
Goodbye.
That didn't go well.
You really could have held us hostage for a long time. Like,
yeah.
Yep, stand by.
I don't know. I don't know what I did there. So he did it. Yeah, the button's slightly different than on the regular version. So
interesting. Oh God.
All right. Let's get to recommendal time. I gotta add Randy to this call.
Yeah.
Randy.
Rhonda.
Let's see what's up with him. What's going on? I'm gonna play some music that you probably can't hear, Brian. Probably don't hear that. I don't know. Do you hear it?
Nope.
Okay. How about now? Well, how about right here? Oh wait, that's not it.
Only when you talk.
How about now? Anything?
It's bizarre. It's completely silent when you're not talking.
Exactly.
Okay.
But when you say "How about now," we hear it.
Yeah.
But when you stop saying "How about now," we don't.
See, that's screwy. We'll figure that out. I don't like that. That's dumb. Hey, look who it is. It's Randy Jordan, a.k.a. Randy Deluxe, joining us today. How's it going, man? What are you doing?
Guess who made an extra cup of coffee today?
Oh, you.
Sounds like you.
I don't know what it is about Wednesdays, man. Or I should say Tuesday nights, right? Because that's when I set up the coffee maker. For some reason, I just want more coffee on Wednesdays.
Hold on. How much?
So what do you do before? What do you do Tuesday nights? Do you put the grounds in the hopper? Do you use a filter? You pour over? You French press? What are you?
I have a coffee system that grinds the beans on a timer and then dumps them into the basket. And so I set it up every night before I go to bed. I have my timer and I make sure there's enough beans in the hopper and so on.
Yeah.
So So I just every single night I have this little routine where I go in the kitchen and I set up my coffee for the next morning. It's really nice because it gives me something to live for, you know?
Yeah, no, I
where
feel
do you get your beans? What's your bean purveyor of choice?
Yeah.
For about 8 years now, I've been getting my Ka'u coffee, which is roasted in Kona but is grown in the Ka'u region of the Big Island. I've been getting it from kaucoffee.com. It's a little farm that I've visited a few times, and they make great Hawaiian coffee.
That's amazing. Nice. I love a little place you can support like that. That's cool.
Yeah.
Big fan.
I also get some coffee from Kona proper. I actually have a bag here from Greenwell Farms that I ordered over the holidays because shipping is getting weird.
Yeah, it is.
I'm sure. Oh yeah, I'm sure.
Shipping's jacked right now. Freaking hate it.
You guys really captured my imagination on the origins of podcasting talk earlier. I was thinking back to how I used to hang out at the Capital City Comedy Club in Austin, Texas. That was my place to go in after hours and in the mid-aughts, and how when I joined the Instance and started working on that with Scott, I found myself talking to Joe Rogan multiple times at the Capital City Comedy Club about podcasting because here I was on a podcast that was in the top 50 in all of iTunes, and I guess I'm saying 2007, Scott, I would say, and
that sounds right.
That was just it's just weird to look back. There was a time before comedians had podcasts. They just didn't.
No. Yeah, they were, and he had no idea what he was heading toward, that dude.
And I remember standing around out after he would perform. Joe Rogan was just a straight stand-up comedy, guy. He was just a headliner. He was a headliner.
Having people eat pig anuses at that point, or before or after?
This was after he had quit the first time.
Yeah.
Okay.
After he had left that show the first time.
Right. Okay. Yep.
Yeah. So, I remember that. He was trying to parlay that into the comedy career, make that all huge again,
and the MMA career, and
then the UFC stuff, and then
I could name other comedians that talked a lot about podcasting. We talked about it a lot. It was just what they were thinking about. But at the time, comedians didn't want to they didn't want to give away their jokes is basically their the way they all approached it was, I don't see how that could possibly be better for my career, right? Than doing more stand-up and then hitting the road. And so they weren't doing it just yet, but like I could name comedians who were very interested in podcasting that didn't actually go anywhere with it. Like Craig Shoemaker talked to me a lot about podcasting. Eddie what's his name? Eddie Gosling talked to me a lot about podcasting. You'd never heard of those guys, right? Like you probably wouldn't have ever heard of Joe Rogan as a podcaster, right? Or as like as that kind of like voice, an interviewer, right?
It's like the philosophical question: if Randy drops a name, does it make a sound?
Yeah, I've never heard it. Some of these guys I haven't heard of, but I imagine the comedy scene there was like popping at the time. And it's amazing how many of those guys would start a podcast and then not go very long. Because it's work. Right. It's a thing you got to do. Like,
and I'll bet you I've seen some of these people, but not realized, who they were.
Right.
Ultimately, podcasting is a really fertile territory for comedians, right? They all figured it out in the last 5 years, right? Yeah. But like I'm just saying, 15 years ago,
and they claim they invented it is the other thing.
They absolutely every comic that I ever talked to 15 years ago was terrified of it, saw no benefit to it, was just like steering away from it really, really hard. So it's funny to me that of all of them, this like dunderhead Joe Rogan became the the king of the
guy.
Realm.
Who knew after talk radio, which was such a great show, that he would parlay that into all of these other things.
Talk radio. News radio.
And destroy each and every one of them.
News radio, you mean, right? Not talk radio.
I'm sorry, news radio, not talk radio.
That show was great. That's the first time I ever saw him. And then I was reminded in the chat, Tally reminds us that he's hosted that reboot of the Man Show that was so bad.
Oh, right.
I forgot that even happened.
I did too. Who was his co-host? It was Kimmel and Corolla in the first one.
Right.
And who was his buddy in the reboot? Who was Rogan's buddy?
The guy, the short, skinny guy. Gosh, I've so many comedians.
Doug Stanhope.
Doug Stanhope.
That's it.
Doug Stanhope. Oh wow. Okay, yeah.
That's how I think of comics by their size. Like I always like Joe Rogan is actually 5'3". Adam Corolla, when he was hitting the clubs, like I talked to Adam Corolla quite a bit. He's tall.
Yeah.
By the way, difference between Corolla and Rogan: Corolla thinks he knows everything. He's one of those guys who like really genuinely thinks he's the smartest guy in the room, whereas Rogan doesn't. Rogan just has questions.
Well, today I'm glad you brought that up, because on my recommendal today, there's a specific Corolla Kimmel thing that comes up. It's fun.
Really?
Too funny we brought this up.
Interesting.
Yeah. So we'll get to all that. Hey, let's do those though. Hey,
we should get to that.
hey, Brian, you brought two here. Tell me about your first one here. What are we doing?
I've got two, both available on Netflix. First one is a movie.
All right, here it is.
My oldest son is older than you.
I don't think so.
Real quick, do you hear that? Can you hear it?
Off and on. Hear bits and pieces of it.
Yeah. Okay. I hate that because I want you guys.
That's right. It'll figure itself out.
All right. I'll just play it. Here we go.
Old.
What do you mean old? At the most you're 40, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47.
48, Lyle. 2 grown-up children. Daughters, 25 and 23. Martha grew up worrying about me. Poor little thing. Checking that I ate, didn't die at night like a little mama. Bianca's like her father. Well, she made me feel like she wanted to remake me. Like her viciousness was for my own good.
Well, my oldest is 50. Actually 51, so I win. 3 times a grandfather.
Oh. They're so soft when they're young, their little bodies. Are your kids on the island?
No.
Hold on.
Scott, we're going to need you to start talking when you finish these, because we have no idea when they end.
Exactly. Well, I know because I edited that clip. And no, it's not Sesame Street. I know you heard all the counting in there, and you think that this is just weird British Sesame Street.
I'll tell you what I heard the disjointed voices of Olivia Colman and Ed Harris is what I heard.
Exactly who you heard.
Okay. Yeah, I was going to say, this has got to be that Hulu, or not Hulu. Maybe it is. No, it's Netflix.
No.
Shit.
Netflix.
Okay, tell me what it is. I have no idea.
I'll tell you what it is. Why don't I just tell you the name of the film? It's called The Lost Daughter, and it stars Olivia Colman as a woman who is staying on an island in Greece on vacation and enjoying her solitude when all of a sudden a large family from New York shows up and kind of not wreaks havoc, but just basically interrupts her solitude and her quietness. Like they take over the whole beach. They even ask her to move. They kind of go a little crazy all over the place. One of those Americans is Dakota Johnson, who is playing a mom to a small daughter. And Olivia Colman's character kind of gets a little fixated on her, a little bit obsessed, not in a creepy sexual way, but kind of like in a seeing a little bit of herself maybe, and a lost opportunity or lost parenthood kind of thing. And just kind of watches her. Meanwhile, Ed Harris makes a couple of cameos, but I wanted to play his clip because I just love Ed Harris's voice. He's the owner of the place that Olivia Colman is renting. And you kind of see what happens with this weird obsession that Olivia Colman has with Dakota Johnson. You also get Peter Sarsgaard as a writer in this. Yeah. This is directed by Maggie Gyllenhaal. So that's why it's got Peter Sarsgaard in it.
Oh, man, I loved her in October Sky. So good. Anyway.
And this is excellent. This is one of those movies, like right now we're getting into Brian and Tina watch as much Oscar bait as possible, and I feel like this is going to be one of the movies that gets into the top 10 or into the 10 nominees.
And that's why it's showing at all of the little tiny 1 or 2 screen theaters in my neighborhood, right? Like
exactly. So it can get some theater credit as well as the Netflix deal. Yep.
Okay. And should people go see this at the theater?
No, there's zero. There's sadly to say there's zero reason. I think everybody gets a Netflix account free with any purchase at McDonald's right now. So everybody has a Netflix account and they can watch this thing. It's beautifully shot, but I don't think there's any reason to go see it at the theaters. There are other movies. If you can brave the theaters, there are better movies for the theater experience that you can go out and see. But this one's just fine on the small screen Netflix, and it's really, really good. It's a character study film, probably best compared to something like Nomadland, where you see all of the things that are occurring through the eyes of one character, who's your. A lot of movies have a main character, but this one, like Nomadland, you're experiencing the thing and the feelings, even in dead silence, that character is experiencing and feeling.
So I just watched Nomadland again while traveling a couple weeks ago, and I'm glad I did, because I caught some things. Like there were just all sorts of like shots that I realize are very purposeful that I hadn't caught the first time around, because you're trying to understand what's happening the first time you watch a movie.
Sure.
Does this one have things like that? Does it have do you feel like there's a deeper layer to it?
I think so. Yeah. And it's, once you kind of know the full story, your mind goes back to a lot of the earlier scenes and those interactions to say, oh, you fill in the background that you now know with some of those early things. And it does paint a very, very, deep picture of who, Olivia Colman's character is. By the way, I could watch Olivia Colman read the phone book. The expressiveness in her face alone is the movie, is all the things that she does.
She's the international treasure and can do nothing bad. That's her deal in life.
Yeah.
She's
absolutely
amazing. Yeah. I want to see that thing with her and Vargas.
Yes.
Whatever the hell that is.
It's called Landscapers, and we finished it last night. And were it not for me already having these two already queued up to go, it would have been an all Olivia Colman recommendals for me today on the show.
Wow, very good. All right, let's talk about number 2 then. Any setup here for this?
Number 2 is a series on Netflix.
All right, here's your clip. Hopefully you can hear it.
I can remember the exact moment I fell in love with movies. I went in knowing nothing and came out knowing that if I could be in a movie theater, I didn't want to be anywhere else. I was 10 years old that summer, with nothing ahead of me but a whole life. On June 20th, one movie opened that changed everything. And not just the future of Hollywood, but the lives of an entire generation. I know because I was there. I came of age in a dark theater, staring up at that big screen, watching the same movie over and over again. It was not just a movie, it was the movie. And that, Traps at an Amber, along with the best things I remember from that summer. The year was 1975, and that movie was Jaws.
Oh, the movies we grew up on.
The movies that made us is what you're thinking. And that is exactly not what this is. This is like if you took that and said, give me a hoity-toity highbrow version of that, you'd end up with highbrow.
Okay.
Highbrow. Voir, V-O-I-R. This is a David Fincher deal on Netflix. It's a limited series, 6 episodes. Each one focuses on either on a different aspect of movies, the things that we love about them, or trends, things that have evolved. This one is specifically Sasha Stone, who's a film blogger who's written for Hollywood Reporter and Variety and The Wrap, talking about her experience watching Jaws as a kid and being kind of like my Star Wars experience and a lot of our Star Wars experiences, where your parents would drop you off at the theater for the first showing in the morning, you'd pay by your ticket, and then you'd sit in the theater and watch it over and over again until the closing time, and they'd come pick you up that night, that summer.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I had that experience anyway. So she's in the first episode. Each episode is like under 20 minutes long. These are nice, quick essays, basically visual essays, but they're brilliant. The first one's good. The one I just played about Jaws. I didn't want to, there was some I didn't want to pull from because I feel like it wouldn't have given. You need the visuals on screen to fully appreciate it. This one's called The Summer of the Shark. The one I really liked the most was The Ethics of Revenge, which is the second episode. And it talks about revenge in film. And it made me go out and watch another movie that I might recommend next week, because it's always been on my list to watch. And this one kind of pushed me into watching it. Like remind me that I want to see it. Yeah. There's another one about anti-heroes, how, we'll always watch the films and kind of root for the guy that maybe we shouldn't be rooting for. There's a great one called The Duality of Appeal about animation and how when you draw a character, what makes them appealing and isn't the same thing as what makes them attractive or likable. It's a completely different thing. And that if you sit down and watch one of these, Scott, that's the one you need to watch, is The Duality of Appeal, because you do this so much in your art that I think you'll scream and say, that's exactly right. That's what I've been trying to explain.
Okay. No, that sounds fascinating. I didn't even know this was a thing. I never even heard of it. Sounds great. Yeah, it's David Fincher produced. It's really, really good. One's about film versus television. Anyway, it's called Voir, V-O-I-R. Think of it as the movies that made us. They don't always focus on one movie like the movies that made us do.
Yeah.
But
and I'm going to watch it only because you previously said the word highbrow, which is really stuck in my craw. I thought this was a bunch of like film bloggers and, like wannabe critics talking about themselves and their past. Like,
well, why can't it be highbrow? That too?
Okay. All right.
Is it both things? Is it, I mean, it's obviously a deep dive into what these movies are and stuff, but it's also, I don't know. If this feels like film class to me, is what you're describing.
Yeah. And it's a higher appreciation. So Tony Zhao does the one on revenge films, and he also did the thing, the Every Frame a Painting. He what is he? He is Vancouver, British Columbia. What is his deal? He's
a man about town.
Yeah.
Johnny on the spot.
He is a filmmaker, freelance editor based in San Francisco. He makes video essays about film form, but he did that. The thing he's best known for is the Every Frame a Painting, talking about cinematography and stuff.
That's cool.
It's really, really cool. And I feel like, paring these people down to just being maybe film bloggers and wannabe critics will diminish the impact that some of their stories have on you as you listen.
Let's
to these
call
and
them
watch
buffs,
them.
film buffs.
Film buffs.
Yeah,
yes.
I think we would consider ourselves that to some degree, I suppose.
For sure. Yeah.
All right, here is mine. Oh, where is that, by the way? Streaming. Sorry.
Oh, both of those are on Netflix.
Okay, awesome. This will all be part of Randy's post later, but I know people like to hear us repeat it on the show.
We'll also be on quicktms.li is where I'll have those as well.
Very nice. All right, here's mine. Hopefully you guys can hear this. It's a documentary, and I loved it, and I'll play it. So here you go.
Sat down and died of a heart attack. I hear about it on the radio in the morning.
Right.
So
Are we good? It's a lot of... Okay, I'm just concerned about the sound.
I just got to telling this story that almost makes me cry, and you turn to asswipe and say, "Are we good?" You getting this? Okay. You getting this saying? Let's make sure it's on tape because I'll go on with your story.
All right.
That sounds like, I'm thinking that's George Clooney's voice after 18 cigarettes and gargling some battery acid.
You're so close. Nope, you're actually real far. That was Super Dave Osborne, a.k.a. Bob Einstein, who passed away a couple years ago now at the age of 75.
Oh, 3, really?
It's been 3? Oh, my gosh. 75, I think he was his age. A very quick battle with cancer, and it's a bummer because if you're a fan of Curb Your Enthusiasm, you know who this guy is. If you've seen any of this old Super Dave stuff, when I watched Letterman back in the day, Super Dave would come on all the time and do these dumb videos, and it was fantastic. And I never really quite understood this dude. Like, I was just like, where did he come from? But every time I saw him, I thought he was hilarious. I thought the Super Dave stuff was just weird, and it intrigued the crap out of me when I was younger. But again, didn't really know who he was, didn't really follow him. And it's really not until, not Curb, but before that, Arrested Development, he shows up as what's his name, Senior's surrogate, and I was dying. I was like, oh my gosh, it's Super Dave again. He's back. I have no idea. And then Curb and all that, and I came to Curb kind of late, which is why I hadn't seen him on there as Funkhauser. Anyway, he was an amazing comedian with a very interesting style and apparently very influential because this documentary, which is called The Super Bob Einstein Movie, is just about his life and his comedy and where he comes from and his family and all this sort of stuff. But it's interviews with Letterman, Sarah Silverman, freaking Jimmy Kimmel, which I'll get to in a second because there's a funny thing I want to say about that. Because Kimmel has a long history of this guy all the way back to the Man Show. Larry David, most of the cast of Curb is interviewed on this thing. Steve Martin, who I didn't know was a writing partner of his when they were both very young on the Smothers Brothers comedy hour thing.
That's cool.
Yeah, and so that's where I guess his first foray into even being on screen was that Officer Judy character, which I don't remember at all because this is this is before us. But if you're of that generation, you think Officer Judy is the greatest thing ever. So Patton Oswalt's another one that shows up. There's like a whole litany of like comedy supreme are on this thing talking about how much they love Bob Einstein. And they talk about his personal life. He was like really nice dude, super faithful and sweet to his wife, had like this amazing marriage, and had these beautiful kids and grandkids, and the grandkids get interviewed, and it was really sad because the little girl just crying, she misses her grandpa. Anyway,
I'm really, really glad you said all this because the clip you played made Bob Einstein sound a bit like a jerk.
No, this is part of the deal. Part of his thing is his delivery is this. It's somehow angry, good-hearted, and kind of like dirty at the same. Like he's this weird combination of things, and that's what they all talk about. The whole documentary is everybody just trying to dissect what is his thing. Why is he so funny, and how come he can hold his face in the most hilarious situation? He can deadpan his face for an hour and not twitch or smile. Like he's just the strangest kind of comedian. And it lends itself really well to what he was able to accomplish. Anyway, it's on HBO Max. I thought it was fantastic. I really enjoyed it. And if you have any, interest in that sort of thing, do check it out. It's also nice to see Steve Martin like doing interviews and stuff. I haven't seen that in a long time.
By far, the wildest thing I can think of about Super Dave is that his dad was a comedian, and his dad died on the stage at a roast.
Yeah, that was the story he was telling with Dave, with Jerry. So Jerry Seinfeld's another one of the people they interview. And Jerry did 2 episodes of In Cars Getting Coffee with Comedians, or however the hell you say it, with Bob Einstein. And they're 2 amazing episodes. And one of those was him telling a story about his dad having a heart attack on stage while doing his bit, not knowing it, walking off stage, sitting down, and then dying. And it was at this huge thing with like Milton Berle and all the famous comedians of the day were there. And he just died in this thing. That was the story he was telling Jerry when Jerry wanted to do a sound check, and then he made fun of Jerry for doing a sound check during his sad dad story, which is just a great moment. But you're right. Now that reminds me, I'm so glad you brought that up. One of the major twists to all of this, I didn't know this. Bob Einstein, his brother is Albert Brooks. Albert Brooks changed his name because nobody wants to be called Albert Einstein. Right?
Yeah.
But that's what his birth name was Albert Einstein. Him, Bob, and then another brother were very close growing up.
His other brother is Clifford.
Clifford's mostly a behind-the-scenes kind of guy, but they interview both Clifford and Albert Brooks. Albert Brooks is a freaking legend. Yeah. I didn't know they were related. Had no idea. Yeah. Zero concept of that. And they talk about the stuff they worked on together, the rivalry they had, the closeness they had later in life. Like, it's just a great look at this dude's existence, basically, and where he came from, what he did. I really liked it. So
I really identify with Albert Brooks in this brothership because he and I are basically the same height, and Bob Einstein and my brother were basically the same height. Like, which is to say, we each have a brother that is way taller than us.
There's a lot of focus on people's heights in today's episode of Recommendals.
That's true. Look at all of the heightists. Are we heightists? What are we?
Heightists.
I don't know what we are. Anyway, can't recommend it enough. Loved it. It's great. Some swears, so if your kids are little, maybe you don't have them watch. But it's the Super Bob Einstein.
Are they going to want to
movie.
know Bob Einstein's story anyway? The kids.
What I was going to tell you, the whole thing with Jimmy Kimmel. I almost forgot. So Jimmy Kimmel's on there, interviewed a lot about it, telling stories, and he used to guest on his show all the time. And since he started his show in 2003 or whatever it's been, and I don't know if you guys have ever heard him do it. But his impression of Adam Corolla, so I'm talking about Jimmy Kimmel's impression of Adam Corolla, is insane. I've never heard anything. It was like a revelatory moment of like, holy crap, he's in the room. It was the weird. And of course, they were close and worked together for so long, and it makes sense that he would know his partner's voice. But damn, it blew my mind. And he can also do a good Bob Einstein voice as well. So it was great. Anyway, I came away going, Kimmel's got some chops more than just hosting stuff. He can actually do impressions and stuff. Anyway, all right, so that's mine. The Super Bob Einstein movie, streaming on HBO Max. All right, Randy, the file you gave me is a little quiet, but I'm ready to play it. Do you have any setup for this?
I just want to say up front, I want to apologize. I am recommending this. I'm recommending this. I'm asking people to watch this because I want to talk to people about this more than it's good.
Oh, all right.
It is something that just it really captured me. I watched it kind of by accident. It was it came out of nowhere for me. It's a movie. It's a feature-length film. It's only 82 minutes long. I am not saying I think it's great. I don't freaking know. I can't tell you what this movie is even about. It's an experimental indie film. And so I just captured the first minute of it because why not? No part of it is going to tell you anything really valuable.
All right. Well, here it is. Let's find out what he's talking about.
She told me that the pig told her to pack up the angels and go to Tampa.
I thought you said she didn't talk.
She doesn't.
Sign language?
In a way.
What do you mean in a way?
When she was little, I tried to teach her sign language, but she didn't go for it. So she made up her own.
She made up her own sign language. She told you that the pig told her to go to Tampa?
And take the angels.
And take the angels. What was supposed to happen with the angels in Tampa?
Nothing. When she got there, the pig was going to tell her and the angels how to find the baby Jesus. Yeah. The baby. Jesus.
I have no idea.
Doesn't that sound so much more meaningful than it actually could possibly be?
It sounds artsy, you know?
It does sound artsy, yeah.
It's so this is a film that could only have been shot on like iPhone. I can't that's my best explanation for how it looks. But anyway, this is called Los Angeles, right? The Angels. And the basic story is there's this mute woman, young woman, early 20s maybe, and she is our protagonist, I guess, but it's really hard to call her a protagonist because she's not really the subject of the movie. And yes, she actually has a box that she keeps 5 angels in. Literal angels, but you don't really that's not a surprise. There's no mystery there. It's just stated right at the very beginning, and off we go. And she visits a talking pig in Tampa that only a pig statue that only speaks to her, and she catches up with this escaped convict. An escaped convict steals a car. She's in the car. Off they go. They're going to drive across the country from Tampa Bay to Los Angeles.
What
and
the frick is this
it's just one of these things. All of that dialogue is her adopted dad, played by Kevin Jackson. You don't actually know him. I thought over and over, oh, I know this guy. Nope, didn't ever really place him, but really good actor. And there are these FBI agents who are trying to catch these people, and they're talking the whole movie. They go from town to town, and they're talking, and they're just behind our escaped convict and his carry along this mute woman who has angels in a box and needs to get them to Los Angeles to save the baby Jesus or something. I'm telling you, it's not a great movie, but my gosh, it is prototypical indie experimental film. I've rarely seen something that checks all the boxes of, okay, so you made your first movie. It's bizarre.
Wow.
I've never even heard of this. How did you discover this?
Yeah, where'd you find it?
I was just sitting on Amazon Prime Video, bumping around. And I saw the title caught me. The title Los Angeles, because I'm like, that's not a very meaningful title, right?
Yeah.
Right.
And of course, then you find out in the movie, oh, it means the angels a lot more than it means Los Angeles, the city. And it just I don't know, something about the description. I guess the description tells you that JoJo is a young mute and she thinks she hears God calling her. And so she packs 5 angels in a shoeshine kit and goes to Tampa, and it's just okay, then what? I need to, and I'm telling you, it's well acted.
Yeah.
Seriously, the escaped convict who slowly gets to know JoJo and then becomes a part of her path is really good. This guy, again, no one you've ever heard of, but he's really good. I want you to watch Los Angeles so I can talk to you about this guy's performance. It's really good. But the script is not, I don't even know. Maybe the script's brilliant. It might be brilliant, for all I know.
Sure. Yeah, for all you know, it could be incredible. I have to admit, I'm a little curious. I'm a little curious about this based on your review.
Yeah, it does sound wackadoo. I'll say that.
Yeah.
Yeah, this guy that I'm talking about is named Christopher Corbin. And he was in Jane the Virgin. He was in American Vandal, which that kind of helps for me. I love American Vandal so much.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But he's not that's the most famous stuff. But I'm telling you, in this, he's really good. I can't stop staring at his face and his expressions. And I'm telling you, it was shot on a relatively cheap budget. It was shot on a budget, there's a bunch of shots in this movie where they tell you something and they show you something else because they couldn't put what they're telling you in front of the camera, right? It's a budget movie.
Yeah.
Samantha's actually saying in chat he was really good. He's really good.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I can't tell you why.
I like the obscure. This sounds obscure.
Yeah.
So I'll have to check it out. All right, that's on the list too. Los Angeles, like the city, everybody, except in movie form, but also taken literally.
In movie form.
Yeah, LA in movie
form.
Finally. So that's going to do it for today's recommendals. All of this is procured and put up on, what is it now, Brian? Sorry.
It is quicktms.li. Just like quicksec.ly, we now have quicktms.ly.
All right. I will be linking that to the main site as well for anybody who finds everything there. I just haven't done it yet. But anyway, that'll be there. But also, Randy posts this stuff up on his Twitter account, Randy Deluxe, which we'll retweet as well. Yeah. All that stuff.
And check out the Reddit and the Discord, by the way, if you're listening to this. It's good. Like we have all kinds of cool channels in the Discord and people talking about this stuff.
Yeah. We love those people. Keep those people in your mind, everyone. All right. Randy Jordan, Randy Deluxe, a.k.a. the Randy we know and love. Have a fantastic week. And we'll see you this
Saturday.
weekend. Bye. Oh, yeah, we should have mentioned this Saturday we're doing Mad Max Road of Thunder.
Road Warrior.
Road of Thunder. Road Warrior. That is correct. The Road Warrior. In fact, really the movie that started it all for me. The first movie I never saw until Film Sack, I think, or something like that. But Road Warrior is awesome, and we are doing that this weekend. So watch for that on Film Sack coming up sooner than you think. Okay.
Yeah.
I think that's it for what we got here today.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's it.
I think that's about it. We got one quick email from Tony in Buffalo. He sent this email to themorningstream@gmail.com and says, "Hey, Scott and Brian Ibbotson, Happy New Year to you and all of your crazy neighbors." It's mostly Brian, although I have a few.
It's mostly me, yeah.
I got COVID neighbors. I got 2 people in the ER. I got, or not ER, ICU now, and they're unvaxxed. And I have 2 vaxxed neighbors who got breakthroughs that are fine. They're just home dealing with it. So get vaxxed is what I'm saying. Yeah,
well,
it's almost like
there's any sort of correlation you could draw there, but
yeah, it's almost like on the whole, on the larger number scale of things. I know there's going to be a few one-off weirdos, but
of course,
for the most part, seems like maybe it's working.
It looks like a pattern. Yeah.
Gosh dang it. Anyway, I'm behind on listening or on my listening lately, and I hope you're all well. And we've saved a seat for you next to the fire. Have you watched Oxygen on Netflix? It's a French film we watched last night. It was surprisingly good. Wishing you the best of luck in 2022. Take care, Tony. I've not heard of Oxygen. Have you?
I haven't either. No, know nothing about this. Does he?
French movie is all we know. Let's see. Oxygen.
Okay.
Hold on a second here. We got IMDb ready here for me. Here we go. 2021. It is a film. A woman wakes in a cryogenic chamber with no recollection of how she got there. As she's running out of oxygen, she must rebuild her memory to find her way out of this nightmare.
Oh, I kind of like the sound of this, huh?
I do too. Let's see, a bunch of French people.
Oh, well, I'm out.
Yeah, you're.
Oh, the French. Oh, forget it.
Oh, this is people seem to like this. All right, I'll put this on the list. So check that out. Oxygen is the name of the movie. Thank you very much, Tony from Buffalo, New York, for your recommendation. If you'd like to send emails in like Tony, you can do it at themorningstream@gmail.com. Support the show at patreon.com/TMS. And for everything else, just go check out frogpants.com/TMS. Okay, Brian, I think that's it. We need to play a song, though. Do you have one, please?
I do, and this one's not a request unless you count Med the Pirate on Twitter, who said, just call this a request so you can play it. Yesterday on Twitter, you said, I feel like listening to some churches.
Oh, I love churches. They're so good. I love them.
And I said, what you ought to do is listen to their new cover of Cry Little Sister, originally done by Gerard McMahon for the film The Lost Boys.
Yeah.
This came out as part of you did have it in front of me at one point, but I don't now. But a brand new Netflix series with Kristen Ritter, kind of a young adult kind of thing.
I have it right here while you're talking because I just listened to it because you recommended I listen to it.
Yes.
And you were right. It was awesome.
Yes.
Hold on. It is called... Damn it, see all. Hold on. Let me see what I got here. Night Books, it's called.
Night Books, thank you. Yes, Night Books.
Netflix
Some new thing on Netflix called Night Books. I have no idea what it is, but it looks like it's geared towards the younger audience and might be like a Goosebumps kind of thing. Anyway.
Kind of a Harry Potter thing happening on the front. It's like a little Harry Potter kid. Yeah, it's weird.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Anyway, Churches or Chiverches recorded this for that show. And it's so damn good. This is a cover. This was in the top 10, by the way, of the Coverville cover countdown this year. So if you like this, maybe you owe it to yourself to go check out the last couple episodes of Coverville, where you'll hear a lot more great stuff. Anyway, that's my shameless plug. Here is Cry Little Sister by Churches.
This show is part of the Frog Pants Network.
Frog Pants Network.
Get more shows like this at frogpants.com.
It's turbo time.
It's turbo time.
Terrible time.
Terrible time.